Basketball's biggest star is taking a stand against racism and police brutality, and LeBron James is only one part of this growing movement. We have team coverage of how the sports world is reacting. Our ABC 10 News sports anchor Ben Higgins joins us live with developments from a remarkable day of athletes calling for change. Ben.
Yeah, if you turned on the TV tonight looking for the Lakers game or the Padres game, you couldn't find it. And stars like LeBron James think that's what it'll take for people to take notice of the cause they say is more important than the playoffs: racial justice. It started when the Milwaukee Bucks refused to take the court for their playoff game against the Orlando Magic. What followed was athletes boycotting games from Florida all the way to San Diego. For days, NBA players have spoken out about the police shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
You know, my prayers goes to that family, and hopefully we can have some change.
What white father has to give his son a talk about being careful if you get pulled over?
Lakers star LeBron James and Clippers coach Doc Rivers are leaders in the NBA, and their teams both reportedly voted and agreed to end their seasons to bring more attention to the pursuit of racial justice.
It's what we've been talking about, and it's what we're going to continue to talk about. Having two boys of my own, and me being an African American in America, and to see what continues to happen with the police brutality towards my kind, it's very troubling.
A morning meeting is scheduled to discuss the situation and see if the NBA season can be saved. But for Rivers, it comes down to a basic and personal truth.
The training has to change in the police force. We're trying to get them to protect us, just like they protect everybody else.
Powerful words from Rivers, whose father was a cop. Other players and teams have said they're willing to continue the season, but it would be difficult to keep playing without the Lakers and Clippers, two of the top teams in the NBA. I'm Ben Higgins, ABC News.
ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Purra spoke with Tony Gwynn Jr., the son of Padre legend Tony Gwynn, about why he supports this move by many athletes.
Tony Gwynn Jr. was very sincere and open about his thoughts on players choosing to boycott games, saying right now the country is dealing with an issue more important than sports. This is video from Tuesday's Padres-Mariners game. Game 2 of the series, scheduled Wednesday, never took place. Players from the Seattle Mariners voted not to play, joining the sports boycotts across the country following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. The Padres released this statement on Twitter saying, "We understand the Mariners' decision to postpone tonight's game, and we support the players' efforts to use their platform to bring awareness to the very serious issue of racial injustice impacting our country today."
I am supportive of it. I know if I was playing right now, as a black man, it would be hard for me to put a uniform on and lock in for a 9-inning game.
Tony Gwynn Jr. is a former Padre, now sports radio personality. He says the boycotts all boils down to racial injustice and how it impacts communities of color. And many athletes want the country to pay attention to that issue.
When a black man or woman has been killed by a police officer, justice doesn't work the same exact way. And I think that is what is causing a lot of unrest, frustration, sadness, anger.
Politics has been mixed into our sports forever.
Michael Dominguez is a professor at San Diego State. He teaches a class called Sports and Race and how it often blends into politics. He says events like Wednesday's boycotts are met with support as well as backlash, but at the end, he thinks the effects will be positive.
I think that culturally, this is only going to make those organizations and our attachments to sports deeper and richer.
And while Tony Gwynn Jr. says the boycotts won't lead to immediate change, he believes it's a step towards lasting progress.
When there should be a Padre game going on, a Padre team that's playing well right now, and we're talking about this, and the reason why is because those guys decided not to play today and wanted to keep the attention where it should be right now.
The Padres are expected to make up the game with a doubleheader on Thursday. Anthony Purra, ABC 10 News.
A powerful day. Also